artists, it's Miss T, and it's our second day of our pop art lesson. Remember, a pop artist is an artist that looks around their environment and takes normal everyday objects and then extends them into their imagination and makes art out of it. Well, Roy Lichtenstein was a pop artist. And in the beginning, in his early days, he used comic books and cartoon characters to create a lot of his art from. Later on, he started reworking pieces, masterpieces. He would go to Picasso or Mondrian or Monet, and he would take their art and he would turn it into his style. His style was more of a graphic design. It looked like it came from a comic book when he finished with it. I will show you that this is what we're going to make today. We're going to make this pop, and we're going to use this style. But I want to show you how he would take, this is a revised piece of Mondrian, so he would rework masterpieces of art using the Ben-Day style. So I just want you to see some of the things that we're going to do. But let's go ahead and get started, because our pop is going to take a little bit of time. So what you're going to need pieces of colored paper. Now, the three styles that he liked to use, I'm trying to find my pop. He liked red, yellow, blue, and black. If you do not have blue paper, all you have to do is get a piece of white paper, a blue crayon, and color it blue. If you do not have red paper, you do the same thing. And if you don't have yellow, just find your yellow marker, your yellow pencil, your yellow crayon, and just color in that paper so we can use it. Now, I happen to have yellow paper, and I had some blue paper too. So I'm going to use the ones I have, but I just want to let you know you can make your own paper. So let's go ahead, and you need a glue stick and scissors. All right, so the first thing we're going to do with our blue paper, no way! I am going to use this. We're going to take our blue paper. Let me turn this down. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Oh no, I don't want you to see any of this stuff yet. So you're going to take your blue sheet, and with your Sharpie, we're going to use one of those comic templates that we drew yesterday. So we're going to use that one that was sharp. It had the sharp edges to it. So you're just going to come around, and you are going to, I'm not using the pen very well, make that design where it's sharp. And then you take that and you cut it out. That's all we're going to do. So when you cut out this piece, it'll look like this. Now, what I want you to do is, after you've cut this part out, because I want you to really see what we're doing, we're making that cloud. So there's our blue, and now we're going to draw the cloud around it. Go ahead and glue this down. So you're going to take your blue, and you're just going to glue down your edges. Okay, once I glue it down, then I'm going to take my Sharpie, and I'm going to draw that cloud around it. So I'm just going to draw my cloud. What has happened to my Sharpie now? I'm not pressing down hard enough is what part of the problem is. And then just come around, draw your cloud. That's just bubbles. Because we're going to layer it. A collage is when we're going to glue things on top of each other. So it should look like this. So let's go ahead and get that glued. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and work on those Ben-Day dots. Now, he used paint, and he had his own type of his template, but we're just going to do it by hand. Now, don't make them too small, or you'll have to draw a million dots. You make them kind of big, and once you start doing this, just go in a straight line. So you can just pick up and make sure that they're uniform. You know, they match up with each other. And you're just going to make them big. And what you're going to do is you're just going to fill up your clouds with your Ben-Day dots. So I'm just going to come over here, and it's, you know, sometimes you have to add them in, but all you have to do is stay really in your straight line and fill them in. Ben-Day dots. So if I kept doing that, mine would eventually look like this. And I left a little bit so I could just show you that you just finish it up, and that's what it'll look like. This looks really similar to these Ben-Day dots. Okay. Now the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to get your red piece of paper. Now I know that I'm getting ready to use orange. And if you don't, you know, I'm going to use orange just for the sake of this. And the comic book template that we're using is we're using those sharp. Remember yesterday when we did the sharp template design? I think we wrote the word boom in it. Well, you're going to do one on red, and then you're going to draw another one of these. Another one on yellow. You're going to cut this out. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to take your Sharpie and you're going to draw that shape right like that, that really sharp, angular shape. And then you're going to cut this out. So once you cut these out, I'm going to bring this back. Then we're going to take this and we are going to layer our yellow, and then we're going to layer our red. So you can play around with bringing this out like this, and I like that. So I'm going to leave mine just like this, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. So I come out with my glue stick. Just go in there a little bit. You don't need tons of glue. I'm going to lay this down on top of my blue. And now I'm going to glue my red. Now, after we do this, go ahead and get your, now I'm going to try to angle this where I've got, you know, that's why you play around with it. I like the way that looks. Well, if you don't, you can pick it up a little bit. I'm going to reglue it like, actually I'm going to turn that around a lot. I like it like that. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to get a piece of yellow paper. Okay, I'm